Welcome, researchers. As you pack your gear and head out into the reserves and protected areas, you are carrying a truly vital mission. You are the ones gathering the real stories, the actual lived experiences of our scouts and rangers out there on the ground. Think of this explainer as your essential briefing before you head into the bush. We are going to equip you with the exact tools you need to conduct these interviews effectively, fairly, and above all, safely.
Okay, let's take a quick look at our roadmap for today. We'll cover your mission in the field, the 3 roads metaphor, setting up the interview, asking the right questions, keeping your interviewees safe, and finally, wrapping up and saving data.
All right, let's dive right into Section 1, your mission in the field. Let's establish exactly why we're sending you out there.
Your absolute core job is to uncover how fair the working conditions really are for all rangers. We are specifically looking at the experiences of women, younger rangers, and marginalized groups. We need to clearly understand their day-to-day reality so we can figure out how to help clear the track for them. It's about taking a really hard, honest look at the whole system.
You'll be chatting with these rangers to find out if the rules in the camps actually work for everyone, or if the terrain is naturally uneven. Look, simply telling everyone they have the same opportunities on paper, that doesn't work. If some people are carrying heavy loads, like extra family duties or historical disadvantages that the system just totally ignores, your mission is to find out exactly where those heavy loads are.
Moving right along to Section 2, the 3 roads metaphor. This is going to be your main tool for every single interview.
To make it super easy for rangers to share their experiences, we are completely tossing out complicated academic words. Instead, you'll show your interviewees 3 basic road signs to help them picture their organization's fairness journey. You've got the blocked road, the cleared road, and the guided road. You'll actually carry a visual card with these exact signs to show them. Here is how it breaks down. Blocked means the track is rough. It's full of big stones, so women or youth are slowed down and pretty much left to find their own way on a bad road. Cleared means the stones are pushed aside, and there are standard rules for everyone, but people are still walking alone. And then guided means the road is clear, but the organization also steps in to give extra support, like mentoring or safer shifts, to make sure absolutely everyone gets a hand to move forward.
The really crucial difference to understand here is between the cleared road and the guided road. A cleared road, which is basically simple equality, still leaves rangers walking entirely alone with those heavy loads from home, or maybe starting further back. But the guided road, that makes sure everyone has a practical, real-world chance to actually keep up and succeed.
Okay, Section 3, setting up the interview. Picture this. You've just arrived in camp, you found a nice quiet spot under a tree or in an office, and you are sitting down with your interviewee. What happens first?
First things first, you've got to choose the right interview guide. You must use the Ranger Guide when speaking directly to field rangers, scouts, and patrol leaders. That guide asks for their personal, lived experiences on the ground. But if you're interviewing HR, community teams, or senior managers, you need to switch to the non-Ranger Guide. That one asks them about what they have observed from their specific position.
Now, before you ask a single question, you have to establish trust through consent. This is completely non-negotiable. Explain that participating is 100% voluntary, and they can stop anytime they want. Guarantee their anonymity, let them know they are just going to be a random number in your notes. Explain exactly why you need the audio recorder and get a clear, spoken yes or no before moving forward. And hey, if they say no to the recording, no stress, you just take written notes.
A big part of keeping that anonymity is your file organization. You need to write down your codes before you even press record. It's the part code, interview number, and date. So, for example, AENPLB09_10 June 26. This means if anyone ever looks at the file, it's literally just a string of letters and numbers. Their true identity stays completely hidden.
All right, Section 4, asking the right questions. The recorder is on, everyone is comfortable, so how do we guide this conversation? To keep the interview flowing really smoothly, you're going to use a simple rhythm for every single topic. Step 1, read the road options and ask them to rate whether their camp is blocked, cleared, or guided. Step 2, read a list of possible fixes and ask what single change would make the biggest positive difference. And Step 3, ask for a real, personal story that illustrates their choice. Rate, fix, story. That is your heartbeat for the entire interview.
You are going to guide the interviewee through this exact rhythm across 7 different domains of their work. You'll let them reflect on absolutely everything, from how people are selected, to the state of the camp toilets, to how stress is managed, all the way up to how promotions and accountability are handled. It's a really comprehensive look at their entire life cycle in the organization.
Let's see how this builds in practice. Say you're asking about selection and recruitment. You help them decide if their unit is blocked, where maybe hiring favors certain men or backgrounds, cleared, where criteria are standard but no adjustments are made, or guided, where they actively recruit from underrepresented groups. You ask them to pick the road, then pick the fix, and then tell a story about when they were recruited.
Now, sometimes people get a little confused between the roads, and that's totally okay. You can always fall back on this simple cheat sheet. It breaks down the obstacles, the rules, the support, and the result for each of the 3 roads. Definitely keep this handy in your notebook to help rangers figure out exactly where their camp sits on that fairness journey.
Let's move to Section 5, keeping your interviewees safe. Listen up, because this is the absolute most critical part of your job.
You will be asking about some really heavy issues, things like gender-based violence, harassment, and corruption. You must keep them safe. Remind them to never use real names in the recording. Ask them to focus on patterns, what usually happens in the camp, rather than pointing fingers at specific individuals. Watch their body language closely. If you see anger, fear, or discomfort, immediately offer to pause the recorder or just skip the question entirely. Remember, their safety is always, always more important than our data.
Now, there is one vital exception to our role as researchers, and you need to make this clear right at the start during consent. While this research is not a criminal investigation, if they tell you about someone who is in active present danger right now, we won't ignore it. We will work as a team to figure out how best to get them help.
Finally, Section 6, wrapping up and saving data. You've heard the stories, you've kept them safe. Let's look at how you pack up.
Once the conversation is done, just follow these simple steps to lock away the data. Stop the recording. Review your notes just to make sure you didn't accidentally scribble down any real names. Ensure the file is saved with that correct anonymous code we talked about, and the very moment you catch a decent internet signal in camp, upload it straight to the secure Google Drive so their voices are protected and backed up.
Right before you turn off that recorder, you're going to end every single interview with one final, incredibly powerful question. You'll ask them, if an 18-year-old daughter, niece, or family friend wanted to be a ranger here, what would you tell her about joining this organization? Think about it. It asks them to weigh their entire reality in one answer. What do you think those answers will reveal? Good luck out there on the field. Stay safe, listen closely, and thank you for doing this vital work.